Rugby World Rankings, folks, after 3 rounds of 6 nations action, what are the changes? What are the possible permutations for the upcoming round 4 in a fortnight? We'll go through these, plus some other results from Europe, and you guys can let us know your thoughts on how fair or not you reckon the rankings are as they currently stand. South Africa at 1, New Zealand at 2. There's no changes there. These guys are not in action. Nobody is quite close enough to pass the All Blacks or get close to the box just yet. But Ireland are back to a more familiar number 3 in the world. They've gone up 2 spots with that big away win at Twickenham. They took 2.09, which is a sizable chunk for one result in rugby union in terms of the world rankings. The world rankings tend to move a little bit slower, but the gap between the sides, plus England being at home, meant Ireland took a few points with that big win, plus the margin helped as well. And France have dropped despite not taking any points off Italy. It's always that one, hey, France got a big old win. They won, was it 33-8 against the Italians? Why didn't they take any points? Gap between them and the Italians is too big. If you include the French home advantage, remember, you've got to be within 10 points to take points. It's only just under 10 at the moment, but France would have been scored at +3 with the home advantage taken into consideration. So France have dropped despite not changing points because they've been passed by the Irish. The English also dropped. They are down into 5th, and they did drop points. Like I just said, they dropped 2.09 to the Irish. So, yeah, there's now a bit of a gap between them and the French. It wasn't that long ago that the French were flying high. The English were flying high in the world rankings. So, yeah, a couple of big results have not done Steve Borthwick's boys any favours world rankings-wise. But more importantly for them, their Six Nations campaign is kind of done with 2 losses. I don't know if it's mathematically done, but generally you don't win the Six Nations losing 2 games. Argentina's still there in 6th. And the Scots took some points off Wales, and it was enough to see them go up 2 spots as well. Such a quick reversal of fortunes, isn't it? It wasn't that long ago. Round 1, Borthwick's team beats Wales. They're on a 12-match winning run, and they're one of the best teams in the world. And Gregor needs to be sacked after losing to Italy. Now Gregor gets 2 results in a row, even if the last one was a little bit scratchy, and things are flying high, and suddenly Borthwick's a terrible coach. I don't think it's all that reactionary personally. I don't think we should just look at the one result as the kind of be-all and end-all. Just look at the Irish and all the grief Andy Farrell's been getting in recent times. But world rankings-wise, it's pretty simple. If you win, generally, you take points, and that's what the Scots did. So they are up 0.61 with the win over the Welsh, up 2 spots. They've passed Australia and Fiji. Elsewhere, Italy didn't change. They lost to France, but as I said, didn't take any points deduction because the gap between the sides was too big. But Wales did drop below Japan with the loss to the Scots, and the points that they lost dropped them below. So that's your kind of top 2 tiers of sides. Then the other sides who were in action, Georgia actually took some points in the Rugby Europe Championship. They're usually so far ahead of everyone else that it's difficult for them to take points, but they did play Spain and beat them 42-30, so they took a little bit of pointage there. Belgium beat Germany. Portugal beat Romania. They smashed Romania. What's going on in Romania rugby? 44-7. So the Portuguese are back on the board, which drops the Tongans off my board. So there's no Samoa and no Tonga on my 18 teams that I've got on the board, which must be a first. Tonga is in 19. Samoa is in 20. Obviously, neither of those teams have changed, but like in terms of their points, but they've just been passed by other teams. So it's a really kind of interesting state of affairs, I guess, at the moment between those sides. Also, Switzerland beat the Netherlands too. So what about the possible permutations for the upcoming round? England are heading to Rome to take on the Italians. They could drop below Argentina if they were to lose that one, which would put the pressure on Steve Borthwick for sure. Scotland can close the gap on Argentina if they're to beat France at home, whereas the French will pass Ireland if they win at Murrayfield. I say will because Ireland, you can't take any points off Wales. The gap between your sides is too much. 88-73. The gap's massive. Plus Wales are away for that one. So nothing going to be doing in terms of the Irish. If they win, if they lose, they'll drop some serious points. And the Welsh will go past Japan once again. That's the World Rankings after 3 weeks of Six Nations action. You guys let us know your thoughts on how fair or not you reckon they are. And yeah, I will talk to you guys again soon. See you later.